Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our next episode of Road to the Show, MLB 15, the show, with our closing pitchers Strikum out, our up-and-coming superstar here, as we're getting ready to get into our next game. The Sky Sox are looking really good with our closing pitcher here, 14-8 to start the season so far, and it's all because of our dominant closing pitcher Strikum out. I mean, he's just been lights out lately, folks, and doing his job, looking really well doing it as well. First batter here in this game, top of the ninth, pumps the fastball by him for a strikeout and gets things off to a quick start here, doing what he's supposed to do and impressing everybody in the process of doing so. Next at batter, one out now with an 0-1 count. And the Sky Sox are up 1-0. We get a hit here on the ground between third and short. It was hard hit, got through for a base hit, and we'll have a runner on here. Not the greatest, but hey, you know what's going to happen once in a while. He's going to give up a hit here and there. No big deal. We'll get the replay on that one, and we'll see that. That was really hard hit there and just got past the third baseman as he tried to lunge for it. Next batter, 1-2 count. This one gets skied behind home plate. Catcher will roam over and easily make the catch on that one for out number 2. And we are on our way again to another win here as we got one out to go. Next batter, 0-1 count with that runner on it first. Ground it down to third base weakly and throw it over to first for the out to end the game, and that'll do it here. His team is fired up for that one, as it is another save for our closing pitcher. Strike him out. Picks up 70 points there for his efforts. Save number 10 on the season. Looking really good. Has not given up an earned run yet. 14 strikeouts and 10 innings pitched. Looking really, really well. We're going to jump into our calendar here and see where we get. A couple of games in between before he gets another call into the game. We're in the bottom of the 11th here, and Colorado Springs now has the lead 6-3 after a 3-run top of the 11th. First batter pumps the fastball by him for the strikeout, and again, off to another quick start here. 20 points for that one, and the manager is going to look on here approvingly as he says, yep, this is the guy, man. I mean, he's doing his thing. Knocking him down. Next batter, 3-2 count. Slider gets in there, and he swings right over the top of it for a strikeout. That's strikeout number 2 and out number 2 in this inning. And now he's just mowing batters down again. Doing what he's supposed to do. Looking really good doing it. Can't ask for much more than that. 1-2 count here. There's a runner on first, and there's a ground ball to third. Throws over the short for the force out. That will end the game. The manager's fired up. His teammates are fired up once again as he is able to come in and shut the door and do his job. We are going to see that our closing pitcher will be getting the top player of the game award for his effort here, winning a pitch and 2 strikeouts, doesn't give up a hit, does really well here, and again, looking impressive as he does it. We're going to see a couple of those replays there for him winding up in the tops player card there. Cool stuff, guys. Really cool stuff. The big team's got to be looking at him here, up there in the majors. They got to be looking at this guy and saying, we need a true closer in that closing spot, not some relief pitcher that we kind of stuck in there for the time being. Just going to get him seasoned up a little bit, get him a little more experience down here in AAA, and then we're going to call him up. It's got to be happening soon, right? I would hope so. 11 saves here, 11 innings pitched, 4 hits, 1 walk, 16 strikeouts, no earned runs to this point, as he has just been doing what has been asked of him to do. As we see the player comparison there in the top right, it's a top prospect. He's a top prospect right now. He's a top 50 player. He's a blue chip player. Jump into our calendar again, and we're going to play the next appearance. It'll be a couple games there, and we're going to get another training session. We're not going to go into the training session here. We're just going to show you that he does get the gold and picks up 350 points, which will be huge for him. He's got 500 points now to add in. That overall's still a 66 as we're into our second season with this closing pitcher. And just like I said before, trying to get a closing pitcher points is challenging. And that's why I love those training sessions, because if we do well in them, we can pick up an easy 350 points or 300 points to add to our player. And it's super helpful to get those points because it's just one inning and it's 70 points per, and it's not even that you're pitching every day. You get days in between where there's like 3 or 4 days will go before they call him in because they're on a losing streak and they're not calling in their closing pitcher on a losing streak. Once in a while, I think like once or twice, they've called him in like a mop-up situation where they were just completely getting blown away, but it doesn't happen often enough. We're going to take our 490 points. We're going to dump them in there and see that raises his overall to a 68. That was huge right there. It's a big jump for him as we were trying to add in some stuff and get his overall up. I think that's what the big league club is looking for. I mean, I'm not sure. I don't know. They don't tell me, but they got to be looking at this kid now, and they got to be saying, hey, he's doing good to this point in the season. We're looking solid. The Sky Sox are 16-12, and a big reason for it is because of this guy here. And let's take a look at his breakdown for performance. Throws a lot of strikes, not a lot of balls. Gets a lot of first pitch strikes as well. Getting into the counts only 40% of the time, but that's okay. He'll come around in that. And sometimes you got to throw that ball anyway. So you see, we jumped into the calendar. We got about 4 games or 5 games in between before we get any action in. We're going to jump in here with a 1-run lead, which is a place where he's very familiar with. First batter got a 2-2 count. And that will be grounded to first, and first baseman will take it himself and step on the bag as Strikum out doesn't have much speed to get over there to cover, but he did attempt it. And next batter here with 1 out, 2-2 count again, and he gets the changeup and pumps it by him for the strikeout, pumps by that changeup. He was way early on that one, thought it was a fastball because it was up, and his eyes got real big, but nothing there. 1-2 count here, 2 outs, their last attempt, and he pumps the fastball by him this time for the strikeout. And there's a team fired up once again, 20 more points added to the attributes list. This way he can get those attributes up and those skills up. And they're looking pretty fired up for him. Another 70 points, 12 saves on the season. Another save for our closing pitcher. Looking dominant as we go along here. We're going to keep going forward here because there's a lot that we got to do, and there's a lot we got to get ahead with him here. So we're going to sim again 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games before he gets in. Tough to get those attributes up when you only pitch in every 5 games. And Sky Sox seem to be on a little bit of a losing streak here lately, so that's not the greatest. But comes in here in the bottom of the 9th. He's got an 0-1 count here. This one is lined into center field. Will drop in for a base hit. So he'll start this one off with a base runner as he gives up the hit there. Gives up the rare hit there. Doesn't give up hits very often, but he did there. 0-2 count to this batter with the 1 on, and fastball gets by him as he swings through it for the strikeout. 21 more points added to the attributes there. We'll get the replay on that one, and we'll get the swing track, and we'll see where that location was right there on the edge. 96 miles per hour. Says that he swung really early. Didn't look like it to me, but I don't know. I'm off the computer, so I can't tell you. There's a little bit of chop up there, and it chops it in front of the plate, but the catcher fields it and throws it to second, trying to get 2, and he throws it away into center field. Fortunately, that center fielder wasn't too far back, was able to come in quickly before the runner would advance to third. We'll get the replay on that one. It was just chopped in front of the plate. He picks it up and just makes a weird off-balance throw to second. He should have just gone to first for the shore out. With a guy like this in there pitching for you, there's no reason to take a chance like that to try to turn 2 or get the lead runner. We have a lead here. It's not like we're only got a 1-run lead. We got a 3-run lead. That was a bad call on the catcher there, but he's able to get to the next batter and gets him to swing through the changeup there for a strikeout. And I guess he's figuring, well, you know, if my guys are going to throw the ball away, I'm going to have to do it myself, right? And the Iowa manager's looking on going, there's no way we can figure this guy out. Next batter, 3-2 count, fastball up, and he swings at it. Probably looked like a beach ball to him, and he strikes him out, ends the game here. Again, another strikeout, again, another save, and no runs given up. Doing his job, and I guess he has to, you know. 96 points here for him, and doing really well. 13 saves now on the season. Colorado Springs are 21-18. As you can see, that record's now they're starting to pick up some losses here as they're not playing as well as they have been in the first month of the season. They're kind of falling off here a little bit, but he's got another 430 points that he can add to his attributes at some point. We're going to take a look at the calendar here quickly, and you can see all the losses that they've had recently in the beginning of the month. Here we are with 430 attribute points. I'm going to dump those into. I don't think it's going to raise his overall. No, not enough there this time, but it's all right. I'm going to take a look and see what the situation looks like right now. Like I said, they're considering him a top prospect, and they got Jim Henderson in that closing role, who's a really relief pitcher. He's on the uptrend as well. The strikeout out's on the upward trend. Uh, Jim Henderson got an 80 overall. His adjusted's an 85. Strikeout out's adjusted's a 77. They got to be looking at him closely, this team. I mean, it's got to be happening soon, right, Cox? But we're going to have to wait till next time to see if that happens. Please like, please subscribe. We will see you in the next episode, and I'll see you around the channel. Bye now.